Winnipeg is getting ready for a night like no other. With contemporary art, lights, community, and fun, Nuit Blanche is an event you don't want to miss. Event organizers and installation creators are on UTalk to get you excited for Nuit Blanche on September 24th.
My name is Kurt Tittlemeyer. I am the project manager of Nuit Blanche Winnipeg, and I've been with Culture Days Manitoba, the organization that runs Nuit Blanche Winnipeg, for 8 years.
So for those who are maybe new to the city, or COVID and everything has kept people locked inside a little bit, what is Nuit Blanche?
Nuit Blanche is a celebration of contemporary art that takes place downtown. And it doesn't just happen in Winnipeg, it actually happens all around the world. It originated in France and then soon spread to many major cities across the world. And we get asked this question a lot because it's not that easy to specifically explain what it is, because there's so many different things that are considered Nuit Blanche. But it's really a celebration of contemporary arts. And it has a large presence of visual arts.
For the celebration and event here in Winnipeg, how long has that been going?
This is our 13th year, I believe, yeah.
13. Wow, yes. That's exciting.
It is, yeah. We're very proud of it.
Almost 15, and then 15 leads into 20, 2 decades.
Yeah.
What can people expect from this year's event? So there's going to be some contemporary art, but what are some other exciting moments?
One of the things that we can offer this year is we have quite a large selection of artworks that are in close distance to each other. So we've really refined that, and we're hoping that people, Winnipeggers, or people visiting Winnipeg, that they can come downtown. Maybe they park at the Forks, or maybe they park at the Exchange District, and they can walk to, over 20 pieces in that area. And it's quite a beautiful walk to walk from the Forks, let's say from the canopy at the Forks to Old Market Square. You can walk along the Forks, along all the green space, behind CMHR, make your way into Stephen Juba Park, and then go into Old Market Square, where it's obviously very busy and animated. It has all those historic buildings. So it's really quite a nice canvas for our artists to place their works. So that's something that we can offer this year. We also have some other features. The Winnipeg Art Gallery, again, will be open this year. They've always been a great partner. In addition to opening their doors for Nuit Blanche, they also have 2 exhibits that are going to be outside their doors, one at the Forks and one in the Exchange District. So keep your eyes open for those. We also have a major hub in St. Boniface called Hyper Art. That is a collection of several galleries and nonprofit organizations that have put together quite a substantial show there. That will be running from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. And all of these locations, the WAG and CCFM for the St. Boniface hub, if they're too far to walk, we have free trolleys. So that's another great way to get around as well.
I had the amazing opportunity to check out some of the exhibits last year. What was it? The Flamboyance of Flamingos. I made sure to check out that one. And then, oh no, I can't remember. It was over television sets, and it was utilizing like Snapchat filters. I can't remember the name of it, unfortunately.
Love songs, maybe, or I can't.
Songs of Love.
But I can, to follow that up. That artist is doing not the same installation, but a re-envisioned of that same installation at the Forks this year, and it's called Homesick Angels, and it's at CN Stage at the.
So you mentioned. What was it like? How many different outdoor exhibits are going to be available this year?
Our office, we are producing 17 installations on the streets. But when we add in our community partners, I think we're over 67 or something like that. So that's the way Nuit Blanche works, is that we produce works, but we have so many great partners that also celebrate the night with us in their own way.
It's an example of like just a collaboration coming together to create this amazing community event.
Yes, it is, for sure.
And it's probably a big deal now, like that we're kind of moving, or the pandemic and everything has kind of shifted a little bit, that, we're going to be able to have more of these in-person gatherings and celebrations, things that we haven't been able to have in like 2 years.
Yes, yeah, we're enthusiastic too. We also feel our festival is a pretty safe visit, namely because the vast majority of everything we do is outside, and we don't have any fencing at the exhibit, so it's open air, so people can have as much room as they want. If you're interested in wearing a mask, that's totally fine with us. These are all public spaces.
So how long have you been involved with Nuit Blanche?
This is my 8th year. Yeah.
8th year. How'd you get involved?
I did a Culture Days event. So, like, Nuit Blanche is run by an organization called Culture Days Manitoba, and I worked on an event at the Forks with another organization that was part of Culture Days, and truthfully, that office at that time that was running Culture Days were also putting on the Junos that year in Winnipeg. And they said, well, can you take over this piece of the Juno student programming? And I took over that, and then I got to know the office well, and I started working on the next year in the festival.
And you've been hooked to it ever since.
Yes, it's been great. Yeah.
Is there an installation that you're most looking forward to this year? Or what is one that stands out to you that the public may be very excited to check out?
Well, it's hard to put my finger on just one, truthfully, but maybe I could talk about a couple of them. I think in Old Market Square, it's really going to be very populated with art, and it should be pretty exciting. The Winnipeg Arts Council public art programming, they have a major installation going on in Old Market Square called Fire Cycle, and this will have those inflatable bendy guys that you see like in a car lot.
Wacky arm flailing inflatable tube man. I can't remember the Family Guy reference.
Yeah. So they are making a forest in that green space in Old Market Square where everyone kind of dances during the year or watches concerts. And it's going to have 25 of those, I believe. And they are also representing flames that come up. And these are going to come up and down all night to represent the cycle of fire in a forest fire. So that's going to be a spectacle to see. I think it's going to be very exciting. Right next to that, we have an installation which is a giant screen, and it's reactive to anyone walking up to it. And the artist that's been tweaking that, I've seen a little bit of the mock-ups of how it reacts to people, and it's just astounding. That's called Nadea Move. That's right beside where the fire cycle is. And then next to that, we have the Fortune Parlor, which is run by Day of Pink, which is a human rights organization that advocates for LGBTQ rights. And it is a performative drag show. And they will be inviting people to come into this illuminated tent, and these performance artists, drag artists, they will be reading people's fortune. They're telling their fortune. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
And just to come back to it, it's wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
There you go. I don't know if I know that. Yeah, but that's pretty descriptive.
But it's so cool how this event can help support and promote other things too, not just artists, but like you mentioned, to us LGBTQ plus issues and other things, bringing awareness, bringing people together. It's just such a cool event.
Many of our artists deal with contemporary issues and issues of equality, of human rights that commonly comes through our artists. And we also feel that Winnipeggers should celebrate their downtown. I don't think we celebrate it enough. We think it's a beautiful downtown. And if you go out on Nuit Blanche, we hope that you see some fantastic artworks, and you kind of keep that memory of downtown, that it's a scenic, beautiful place.
Those contemporary art with lights in the night, lighting up the evening, having a moment with friends and family and strangers, connecting with these artists. It's just such a magical time in Winnipeg. And yeah, you're right, downtown and the Exchange District and all that is such a beautiful part of Winnipeg. I think a lot of film productions use it as kind of like an old school Chicago.
Yeah, our artists love it because those buildings make great alleyways and unique places that you can put artworks. And also, again, when you just leave the exchange or you come from the Forks, it's a neat kind of marriage of green space and like old world architecture, or so it's pretty exciting.
What is one thing that you're hoping people take away during this weekend event?
Well, it's really a celebration. So I hope it lifts everyone's spirits. I mean, it's many different things, but really it's just a fun night. And we hope that your memory of our festival is one that brings artists to the forefront. It brings our downtown to the forefront in your memory, and just a great time.
So, where can people go to find out more information about Nuit Blanche and just kind of a wrap up of what's all happening this weekend, like dates and everything?
Everything will be September 24th. That's this Saturday from 6 p.m. till midnight. Some of our partners might have events that go later, but the things that we're producing, they're 6 p.m. to midnight. And I recommend everyone visit nuitblanchewinnipeg.ca. And if you go on there now, there's a map, there's a list of all the events, and we will be releasing an app this week as well, so everyone could have all the information in one place.
Hi, I'm Jill, and I'm 1/3 of the planning team for Nuit Blanche. I'm a roller skater. I've been skating for 3 years, seriously, and I helped form the group Peg City Rollers from the start. And yeah, I enjoy graphic design, making video content. I have a YouTube channel where I talk about skating outdoors called The Skate Outdoors.
Classic.
And yeah, that's some of my stuff.
So I'm Golda. I'm the other third of the skate sisters that's putting on the Illuminate the Night for Nuit Blanche. Our friend Signy couldn't make it, so we decided to. Well, we had to go ahead because we were meeting with you, and I'm a Peg City roller as well. I am over 40, and I just recently took up skating when I renovated some barber chairs that were too tall, and I realized skating or roller skates would be a good lift for me. And then I met this community, and we were seeing a bunch of pop-up rinks and decided to go for it for Nuit Blanche.
So, how about you just tell me a little bit about like what do you enjoy about skating? What is it that drew you to it?
I'm a small business owner, and I have employees, so I take on a lot of responsibilities. And skating is one thing that I took up I'm still not very good, but it was a challenge for me, but it was a safe challenge. Like my ego kind of drops at the door, which is something that you gotta get used to when you're skating. And yeah, I think it's just the freedom that I feel on 8 wheels. We really took it on during the pandemic, which was a dark time for many of us. And yeah, you really let a lot of that go when you're outside, like primarily outside and on your wheels.
I just think it's so funny that we're that you're a group that does roller skating because I was watching RuPaul's Drag Race and the one episode was they had to do their outfit on roller skates. So I just think it's a funny coincidence.
Well, it's really made it like feeling that we're feeling isn't something unique to Winnipeg. It's actually globally that roller skating has reemerged, and I'd say that there's a new culture that's come out of it, and it really does relate to feeling isolated, but on your wheels you feel a lot more free. That might correlate with the drag race or the drag queen and all the outfits and everything.
For this kind of project for Nuit Blanche. Why did you come up with this idea, and how's it going to be executed on the night of September 24th?
Well, we can't give away too much, but in all honesty, we're imagining it still too. There's a lot of outdoor rinks that have popped up. Like Toronto has one on top of a shopping mall. Central Park has one. There's actually a retro roller rink that's in, what's that place called? The Rockefeller Center. And there's lots of places on the coast, but there's nothing in Winnipeg. So instead of being one of those, the city should do this, we decided to do it for the city.
Yeah, take it into your own hands.
You can expect to see a blog that a local volunteer actually did for us, Christian Cassidy. He put together 140 years of history of roller skating in Winnipeg. Jill turned it into a video. She pulled live moving roller skaters from Winnipeg and sort of mashed all that together. And that's an ongoing thing that you could see in our install. We've got a rink, a dance floor, and tons of nostalgic photo booths. You're not going to find any LED lights at our rink. It's completely retro, yellow lights, all that kind of stuff. And if you can't skate, we also have an area for walkers, and I really hope that people take advantage of that photo booth and have fun.
Sometimes it's fun to go back to the classics, right?
It's the only way me and my parents get along.
What do you know about Nuit Blanche? Before participating, what did you know about it? Did you show up to any of the events or previous installations?
Woo! I love Nuit Blanche. This is a bucket list thing for me. You probably won't see me in it ever again because it's too much work. But what I know about Nuit Blanche is it's been in Winnipeg for probably 12 years, minus the last 2 years that we had. And that it's a one-night event that really tries to encapsulate sleepless night. I think that's the translation of Nuit Blanche. Like, I think that's the saying.
Yeah.
And it's one of the well-attended Nuit Blanches in Canada. I think Montreal's the only one that might take second place to us. And my favorite thing about it, I don't know if it's a registered event, is the bike jam, which I won't be participating in this year, sadly.
Yeah, you're going to be busy taking care of everyone in the evening, making sure everyone's having a great time.
Yeah, I'll be on a different set of wheels.
I guess for creators, creating these installations, community partners coming together, what does this night mean for them?
Well, this would be an answer that Jill would be better off answering, but for me, it's complete vulnerability. It's like you're putting your idea, your concept, all your hard work into it, and people either enjoy it or don't. Ooh, I just fell, which is, again, another vulnerable thing about skating. Yeah, it's everything that you put in, and it's one day, so you get one chance.
And Jill's right here.
She's
you can
back.
Follow up. I was just asking about, what does this night mean for creators?
Yeah, I mean, this is an amazing opportunity. I can't imagine a better opportunity to get your vision or your work out there to such a large group of people all in one night. And people who maybe are not your, target audience, kind of people from all walks of life are attracted to this event for different reasons. So it's just like an incredibly huge, versatile gallery that's been made out of downtown Winnipeg, and everyone's invited. So yeah, it's pretty incredible. It's free. Yeah, it's free. It's a party for some people. It's about the art for others. So it's just like a really exciting, magical event.
And when I was talking with Kurt, he was mentioning that it's a great opportunity to witness the character of the city itself. Like, the Exchange District kind of has that old brick and mortar architecture, almost feeling like old, like 1950s or 1940s, like Chicago almost. I think that's why they film a lot of films there. you have the forest, which is this beautiful green space where the two rivers meet. And as you travel across visiting, I think he mentioned it was like 66 or something installations between what they create at Nuit Blanche with Creative Manitoba or Creative, oh no, Culture Days.
Culture Days, yeah.
I figured it out. But yeah, 17 with Culture Days, and with the other partners, it's a total of 66 around the city, which is just so exciting, so much diversity. And like looking at the installation that you're going to be having, it's like completely different from some of the other things, going for a kind of this retro-esque feel.
Our vision of the exhibit, it started from the inspiration of other pop-up discos in unusual spots like Central Park. And it really morphed into celebrating the 140-year history of roller skating in Winnipeg. So, bringing that history along with the sights and the sounds and the light, the illumination of the disco balls, like the mirror ball reflection, it all just kind of came together, and we're really excited to see like how the public's interaction with it is going to actually create the experience of the exhibit.
Goldie was also mentioning that you were creating or are in the process of creating kind of this like collaborative like video piece.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, it's actually I've created a projection based on the historical facts that were researched for us from our blogger friend Kristen Cassidy, and that combined with video imagery that I've taken over the past 3 years of our roller skaters from our club. I've created a projection that's going to be hopefully 300 feet projected along the side of one of the old buildings that is bordering our rink. So I think it's going to be in itself pretty exciting for people to come and view, even if they're not roller skating.
Jill should have made her own exhibit just with that video. It's so good. From what I can see, it's the one thing that I'm not looking at. It's going to be my own surprise that night.
yeah, you need something else to look forward to for that evening. You can't have everything spoiled right off the bat.
Well, I've just been so hands-on on everything else.
Yeah, and I think the group, the three of us, are going to be surprised with each other's work, because we've all come with different inspirations, and what Gold has been conceiving, I only know a bit of it. So the actual night of, I'm going to be surprised as well. So it's kind of cool.
So Jill, what does roller skating mean to you?
Skating has basically totally changed and improved my life for the better. And it might sound silly, like it's just like a thing that kids do, right? But it's actually, I've gained like adult friends, first of all, which is not easy to do. I'm 42 years old, and I have work friends in my family like most people, but I've been exposed to all different people and made a big group of friends. So I've also gained more independence. I've gained a reason to move. It's great for mental wellness, for being outside. And also my own, I've drawn in my other things that I like to do, like my graphic design and, video content and stuff like that. So
Jill made this logo.
It's just extremely, yeah, that's the logo I made for Peg City Roller Club. Yeah. Yeah. So, what can I say? I mean, wow, it's been like crazy 3 years, and I'm excited to see where roller skating takes me.
How about you tell me a little bit about the Peg City Rollers? It sounds like a really cool group that you've kind of grown together.
We could both do it. I would say for me, Peg City Rollers, it started off as just like a drop-in. You meet people, people by their first name or their nickname, and it just evolved. And I think that tipping point for me was Halloween, when we realized there's a common interest beyond getting out of the house during isolation. It was like the love of costume parties, being a child like our inner child came out, and just like a lot of, everyone's dealing with their own things. But when we're skating in circles, we're just talking about, hey, how did you do that manual? How do you, can you show me what a bubble is in reverse? Dave will ask, can I jump over you? And you just say no. And eventually you learn to trust each other. And now he's jumping over 3 people at skate meets.
Yeah,
Very
you
cool.
really like push each other out of your own comfort zone. Yeah, it's wonderful to be part of a community like this.
I will say too, though, like our own skating styles have evolved. Like our group started off in little rinks, and now there's a schedule for almost every day of the week. And then there's always a pop-up meet, and it's usually at a skate park, Birds Hill Park. It could be at a basketball court turned roller rink.
So it's turned into this kind of fun community where people are excited, something people are looking forward to.
It's an obsession.
Yeah, basically, it's a chunk of our lives, you know, like it's not just a casual thing.
No, I get that, like hobbies and things that you just get so invested in and you get so excited about. And with the mention of like Halloween and costumes, I've been going to a lot of costume parties recently, and it's just, there's something different about it when you're like, okay, I gotta think about what do I want to have my costume, what is my budget for this, can't go too much, okay, let's try and be creative about it. It allows you to build up that excitement.
Ryan, our group has tons of costumes. Just come over and we'll lend you some.
Yeah, and
You
it's
wanna be a
meant for
witch?
skates too.
No, our group is really thrifty like that. Like not a lot of people buy costumes. We make costumes.
That's the way to go, you know, buying pre-made costumes from the store. I've done it once, and then you put it on, and then you're like, oh, wow, this
Well, you're gonna
underwhelming.
see at the rink, you'll see some of our disco outfits. So I think some of us are getting pretty creative with that.
So looking forward to it. Is there other kind of installations or things that you're looking forward to for Nuit Blanche?
So there is a fortune teller that's going to be in the exchange. I don't remember the name of it, but it's Rose Martel. It's a drag queen. And we've arranged to be VIPs at each other's install. So if you're going to check us out, you got to make a beeline to the exchange and get your fortune read by these 2 queens. Other queens. We're disco queens. They're drag queens.
I love it. Yeah, Kurt was mentioning that one. They have like a tent that's going to be all lit up and you can go in and get your fortune told. That's so exciting. I love this. This whole community and culture of art is just celebrating so much diversity and creativity here in Winnipeg.
One thing I like about it too is it encourages walking downtown, and it really, I hope destigmatizes the suburban thought that it's dangerous to be out here. I live in the city, Joe lives in the city, Sig's in the city, and we love it.
We need to continue to like go out because, you know, COVID has isolated us and it's changed so many Sorry, I got a cat trying to do evil things and shenanigans in the background now. No, stop! I have like this light here and he's trying to...
Hey, can we borrow that? Just kidding.
Yeah.
Doesn't last very long, so wouldn't be useful for a long period of time. But anyways, what was my thought process? Yes, getting downtown, building community and network. Again, that's what I feel I've personally been missing. Like, who are my neighbors? Like, I don't really know anyone in my own building even. So like going out, meeting people and just having a good time.
Yeah, you gotta separate from your cat.
Awesome. So where can people go to find out more about this installation and Peg City Rollers Club?
Well, you can find us, the Peg City Rollers Club, at Peg City Rollers
On Instagram.
on Instagram.
And then
And,
Olympus Skate too.
Yeah. Our installation, we set up an Instagram for it as well. And so that is at Illumiscate the Night.
Have any stories you'd like us to share or communities we should highlight? Leave a comment on our social media or reach out to us on our website. I'm Ryan Funk. This was You Talk. and have yourself a good one.